Something strange appears to be going on at the closest star to our Sun. Proxima Centauri is only 4.25 light-years away, yet it is not visible to the naked eye. A mysterious signal is emanating from the direction of the star, and it is unlike any signal we have ever detected from space. Let's find out what this might reveal. The detection of this signal was made possible by a $100 million project called Breakthrough Listen. It is funded by tech billionaire Yuri Milner. It was initially set up in 2015 with the aim of buying observation time on radio telescopes around the world to search the skies for evidence of technological civilizations. Back in April 2019, this project had reserved time on the Parkes telescope in Australia to study Proxima Centauri for signs of flares from the red dwarf star, in order to understand how these flares might affect planets that may orbit it. The system is thought to have two worlds. The first, dubbed Proxima b, is about 1.2 times the size of Earth and has an 11-day orbit around the star. It is thought that this planet sits within the star's habitable zone, where liquid water could be present. Studying the flares will give an indication whether these are severe enough to strip the atmosphere away from Proxima b. Proxima c was discovered more recently and sits much further out and has a 5.2-year orbit. Astronomers observed the star for 26 hours and had flagged the results for potential follow-up as a candidate for an extraterrestrial signal. Over a year would pass before someone went back to look at the data. What they discovered was a very remarkable and very specific signal. It was a very narrowband transmission at 982.002 MHz. This signal was so unique that it passed all the stringent tests they placed on signals to see whether or not they are artificially created. Often these signals can be created by a more man-made source, either on the ground or by satellites in the sky. This frequency is not used by any satellites or radio communications. They also ensured that they moved the dish away from Proxima Centauri and back again, and they found that when they moved away, the signal would disappear and come back when they pointed back at the star. This indicated that it was coming from the direction of Proxima Centauri. So what could have created this signal? The fact that it is concentrated in an extremely narrow range of frequencies is normally the hallmark of an artificial signal, and is distinctly unlike any known natural radio sources. The signal was also monotone, meaning that it was not modulated in a manner that conveys more complex information. Over the course of the observations, it increased in its frequency, which suggested that the source was moving towards the telescope. Potentially, this could be originating from the orbital motion of the planet or from a free-floating transmitter. If it is a signal from Proxima Centauri, then we must consider that this is the closest star to us, and the fact that it is known to have at least 2 planets. Some people have speculated that if there are technologically advanced civilizations in the galaxy, and if you wanted to communicate over long distances, sending the signal directly is a pretty inefficient way of doing it. It is more likely that you would create a network that could relay this information across it, like a mobile phone network. If this is the case, then we wouldn't expect to detect signals from the distant stars, but only from our local one. Proxima Centauri may simply be our nearest hub in this network. Of course, the question then is, why is this signal monotone and not modulated, which would allow for more information to be compressed within the signal? Another possibility they suggest is that this may be caused by an as yet unknown plasma phenomena. But then the question becomes, why do we not detect this from other stars? At this stage, they are still working on analysing the signal, and it may well still turn out to be caused by a signal that originated on Earth. We will know more later on this year when they publish their report. As always, be brave, be curious, the truth is waiting for us. Until next time.